As the clock ticks down to Election Day, the political landscape is more polarized than ever. With just over 3 weeks left in a race that has shocked pundits and defied the conventional norms of American politics, the battle between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is coming to a fever pitch. Despite Harris's well-funded and organized campaign, the polls remain alarmingly close, leaving many Americans perplexed and anxious. Meanwhile, Trump continues to generate controversy with his increasingly inflammatory rhetoric. But in a striking public incident, it's becoming clear that the backlash against Trump has reached a boiling point. At an airport stop where Trump was preparing for yet another rally, he faced an unexpected and humiliating reaction from the public. Crowds chanting "We hate you" as he moved through the terminal. What was intended as a quick campaign appearance turned into a display of the widespread animosity toward him, showcasing the deep divisions that have taken root in the country. This moment of public outcry could signal a shift in the final stretch of the election, with emotions running high in voters, showing their disapproval in more confrontational ways. This video will delve into the significance of this incident, how Trump's abrasive tactics have alienated swaths of voters, and how the Harris campaign is using these moments to their advantage. We will also explore the broader political climate, examining why, despite everything, Trump remains a formidable contender in this high-stakes race. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to reaching 1,000 subscribers, but we can't do it without you. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe right now. And if you're already subscribed, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts. All right, let's dive right into it. The 2024 presidential race is anything but ordinary. The fact that Trump remains a viable candidate, despite a flood of controversies, is a testament to both the fractured state of American politics and the fervent loyalty of his supporters. But the incident at the airport underscores a growing discontent among many Americans, and it has cast a harsh spotlight on Trump's approach to the campaign. The airport debacle, a moment of public fury. Trump's rally stops are typically filled with raucous support from his base, complete with chants of "lock her up" and "build the wall." But this stop was markedly different. As Trump made his way through the airport, a group of protesters, joined by regular travelers, began shouting, "We hate you." The chants echoed through the terminal, catching even Trump's campaign staff off guard. The scene was chaotic, with some of Trump's supporters attempting to drown out the chants, while others looked visibly uncomfortable. Airport security stepped in to prevent any further escalation, but the message had already been sent. This was not a typical Trump event where he could control the narrative. This was raw, unscripted public anger, and it was a stark reminder that for every person who adores Trump, there are many who vehemently oppose him. Political analysts were quick to weigh in on the moment, noting that while Trump thrives on controversy, incidents like these may become harder for him to spin. The optics of being publicly ridiculed could damage his image among swing voters, especially those who are growing weary of the chaos that seems to follow his campaign. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, a campaign on the offensive. While Trump struggles with public backlash, the Harris campaign has been on the offensive. Vice President Kamala Harris, alongside her running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, has been crisscrossing the country, focusing on key battleground states. Harris's message has been clear. She stands for stability, democracy, and unity, while Trump offers only division and chaos. In recent weeks, Harris has ramped up her media appearances, making sure that her campaign dominates the airwaves. With far more money and a better organization than Trump, her team is executing a highly coordinated strategy that is designed to counter Trump's unpredictability with a clear, consistent message. Harris's appeal is bolstered by her ability to attract high-profile surrogates to her cause. Former presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama have been actively campaigning for her, with Clinton making stops in Georgia and Obama focusing on Arizona and Nevada. Their star power, combined with Harris's own credentials as a sitting vice president, gives her campaign an aura of legitimacy that Trump lacks. Meanwhile, Harris has also made a concerted effort to connect with key voting blocs that could decide the election. She's been particularly focused on Latino voters and black men, two demographics that, according to polling, are showing lower than expected support for her campaign. Harris has been making appearances in cities with large Latino populations, emphasizing issues like immigration reform, healthcare, and education, topics that resonate deeply with these communities. Trump's alienating rhetoric. One of the key reasons for the "We hate you" chant at the airport lies in Trump's rhetoric, which has become increasingly hostile and disconnected from traditional campaign norms. In the past week alone, Trump has made a series of incendiary remarks, from threatening to deny disaster relief to politically unfriendly states, to suggesting that migrants are genetically predisposed to violence. His comments have drawn sharp criticism from political leaders and the media, but Trump has shown no signs of backing down. Instead, he's doubled down on his apocalyptic messaging, painting a grim picture of America under Democratic leadership. At a recent rally, Trump warned his supporters that the country is under siege from within, invoking imagery of an invasion by migrants and a loss of sovereignty. "We will reclaim our nation," he declared. "We will give you back your freedom." This kind of rhetoric appeals to his base, but alienates moderate voters who are turned off by Trump's divisive tone. Adding to the controversy, a new book by Bob Woodward revealed that General Mark Milley, Trump's former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, referred to Trump as a fascist to the core. This bombshell revelation, combined with Trump's own words, has led many to question whether he is fit to hold office. For Harris, this provides an opening to frame the election as a battle between democracy and authoritarianism, a theme she's been hammering home in her stump speeches. Harris's strategic offensive. Harris, recognizing the volatile nature of the race, has not hesitated to call out Trump's behavior. In a recent campaign stop, she minced no words in labeling Trump as unfit for office. "He constantly lives in a state of grievance," Harris said. "He has no plans for the American people and makes things up on a full-time basis." Her sharp critique is aimed at both energizing her base and swaying undecided voters who may be on the fence about Trump. Her approach is notably different from the passive, issue-focused campaigns that often define Democratic candidates. Harris is playing hardball, understanding that in this environment, she must meet Trump's bombast with forceful, clear messaging. But the Harris campaign is not solely focused on attacking Trump. They are also keen on highlighting the positive aspects of their platform, particularly in the areas of healthcare, climate change, and economic recovery. Tim Walz, Harris's running mate, has been a strong advocate for her policies, making frequent media appearances to emphasize their plans to build a fairer, more sustainable economy. Their strategy is to present a vision of hope in stark contrast to Trump's doom and gloom narrative. The polls. Why is this race still close? Despite the public outcry and Trump's many controversies, the race remains shockingly close. A new national poll from NBC News shows the candidates tied at 48% each. While national polls don't always tell the full story, the battleground states are also showing razor-thin margins, raising concerns within the Harris campaign. How is this possible? Trump's base, though not as large as it once was, is still fiercely loyal. They view Trump as an outsider fighting against a corrupt establishment, and they're willing to overlook his flaws because they believe he is the only one who will stand up for their interests. Additionally, Trump's skill in dominating the news cycle ensures that he remains the focal point of the election, for better or worse. However, Harris's campaign is banking on their superior ground game tip the scales in the final weeks. Democrats have traditionally excelled in get-out-the-vote efforts, and they're leveraging their resources to ensure high turnout, especially in key states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. The incident at the airport, where Trump faced chants of "We hate you," is a microcosm of the broader sentiment in this election. While Trump's base remains steadfast, there is a growing faction of the electorate that is fed up with his divisive rhetoric and dangerous behavior. The Harris-Wells campaign is well-positioned to capitalize on this frustration with a well-funded, well-organized, and highly visible presence in the final weeks of the race. As Election Day draws near, the stakes could not be higher. This election is not just about policy differences. It's about the future direction of the country. Will America choose stability and unity under Kamala Harris, or will it succumb to the chaos and authoritarianism that Trump represents? The answer will soon be revealed, but one thing is certain: the battle for the soul of the nation is far from over.